Yo! So in my last video, I showed you what the best Robux items in Blox Fruits are. But now, I gotta show you how to get these game passes and/or permanent fruits fair and legit. Best part is you won't have to spend an ounce of Robux. So I'll be showing you one main method to get the game pass or the permanent fruit of your dreams, and I'll also show you two secondary methods after. So enough of me yapping, let's get into the video. If you all didn't know, you can actually trade away game passes and permanent fruits through trading, and vice versa. You can get game passes and permanent fruits by trading for it. So you're gonna need good fruits stored in your inventory, it's a must for this to work. Or else nobody's gonna give you that permanent fruit or that game pass. So I'll dumb this method down into 5 simple steps so you'll know exactly what to do to get the Robux item that you've dreamt of having. So you know how you need a lot of good fruits to do this method successfully? Well, you're gonna need a way or a method to get those fruits in the first place. Now this is easier said than done. Because no matter what method you're using to farm fruits, you still gotta put the work in to come remotely close to getting that Robux item that you so desperately want. The two most popular methods to get fruits are trading, I mean everyone should know this one, and services, which involves doing a favor or a task for another person, and in return your customers will pay you a fruit. Also by the way, I've uploaded an in-depth tutorial and guide about both of these methods, so if you're interested, you should watch them after finishing this video. But let's go to step 2. For step 2. You gotta choose the Robux item that you want to get. It could be any permanent fruit, game pass, or literally whatever you want to have. And once you've chosen it, you're gonna pull up the Blox Fruits value list, which is the most popular and most used trading value list in all of Blox Fruits. Then you're gonna look for the Robux item you want. So for my example, I'll be using the permanent portal fruit, and click on where it says permanent, and it will show the value of the permanent. So for my example, the permanent portal fruit is worth 840 million value, which means I need 840 million value worth in 4 fruits, which is the limit to the amount of fruits you can trade. Also, you might need to overpay, because you're trading fruits that can be obtained through playing the game normally, while they are trading you something that you can only get with Robux. An easy way to calculate the values of what you'll need to have in order to trade for that Robux item is by going to the trade calculator and just messing around with it. But now we can move on to the next step. Now this is where it gets hard, but you gotta be willing to grind the fruits. Some days it will be easy, and other days it will be tough. But it depends on how badly you want the permanent fruit gang. I'd recommend getting 1.5 times more value than the Robux item you want. This is because you might need to upgrade a lot of fruits, which is basically trading multiple lesser value fruits for one higher value fruit. And while upgrading, you might have to overpay, so keep that in mind. If you haven't already, you'll need, and I repeat you'll need the fruit storage game pass. It's so hard to upgrade the higher value fruits without the fruit storage game pass, meaning it's basically impossible to grind your way to a permanent fruit without the fruit storage game pass. Just to be safe, I recommend getting 4 fruit storages. And depending on the value of the Robux item you're trying to get, you'll have to keep on upgrading your fruits just so you'll have enough value to trade for that item. But if your Robux item is above 2,300 Robux, you basically have to get the dragon fruit. East or west doesn't matter, you need to have the dragon fruit to be able to trade for an expensive Robux item. And not a lot of people are willing to trade their dragon fruits, so it could take you hours and days just to find a dragon fruit trade, so just keep that in mind. So now that we're done with that, we can move on to the second to last step. Once you have enough value to trade for that Robux item, plus some overpay, you're gonna try and find a trade for that Robux item. There's 2 ways you can go about this. You can either trade in a public server, or you can trade through a platform like Discord. Both of these ways of trading have their own pros and cons. So for looking for a trade in a public server, the pros are you're more likely to get a cheaper trade for that permanent or game pass you've been looking for. However, the cons with looking for a trade in a public server are that it takes way too long to find a trade. It's like bro, not everybody has a permanent fruit lying around in their inventory. So for trading through Discord, the pros and cons are basically the opposite of the public server method. It's faster to find a trade, but you're gonna have to overpay significantly for that Robux item. But in order to use Discord to trade, firstly, you'll need to make an account and join a Blox Fruits related Discord server. For my example, I'll be using the official Blox Fruits Discord, which you can access by clicking on this. And all you have to do is go to the trading channel. Write the trade that you're gonna do, or you can say looking for LF and say the Robux item that you're looking for. But we can safely move on to the next step, which is the last and most exciting step. Once someone DMs you in Discord, or you're trading with someone that has the Robux item you're looking for, you gotta pray to God that they don't reject your offer. Because if they do, you gotta wait for a long time to look for another trade, especially if you're trading through a public server. But if you're in Discord and someone DMs you, and they agree to your offer, you should add that person on Roblox, and you should meet up with them on Blox Fruits and do the trade for all the trades. Congratulations! Now I'll show you 2 other methods you can use to get any Robux item in Blox Fruits. The method I'm finna yap about is giveaways. Most of yous already know this, but giveaways are insanely luck-based. But who knows, you might be able to win something if you're lucky. The best places to find giveaways are in Discord and YouTube. It should be pretty simple to enter a giveaway. All you gotta do is click some buttons, or comment something down, and most giveaways are pretty legit, especially the big ones. But you still gotta watch out for fake giveaways that are secretly scams in disguise. But the #1 place for fake giveaways are YouTube live streams, I ain't finna lie. If you wanna increase your chances of winning a giveaway, this might be a little bit scummy, but you can either spam alt accounts and enter the giveaways, or you can join a giveaway with a small number of entries or views. But now we should move on to the last method of the video. Aight, for the last method, aka method 3. All you gotta do is find something to get pocket money, kinda like a job. Unless you already have an allowance, you lucky bastard. But for example, you could do stuff like doing extra chores, getting good grades, mowing your neighbor's lawns, doing extra cleaning, or helping your mom or dad at work, and etc. Honestly, just find literally anything or do something that will get you paid. Once you've got enough money, you're gonna pull up to a local gas station or grocery store, and you're gonna find some Robux gift cards. Y'all know where I'm going with this. But you're gonna buy the gift cards, and redeem them, and voila, now you can buy any permanent fruit and game pass that your heart desires. But that's the end of this video. Make sure to like, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And comment tong 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 67 if you've made it this far. But anyways, Floppish out.